In a farmyard not too far away, there was a little duckling named Pip. Now, Pip was a very small duckling with a very big problem. You see, Pip was terrified of water. Every morning, Pip would wake up before sunrise and watch his siblings take their daily swim in the pond. They'd all line up, one by one, and jump into the water with the greatest of ease. But when it came to Pip, he just couldn't. He'd stand at the edge of the pond, paddling his little feet in the shallow water, but he couldn't bring himself to go in. One day, an elderly frog hopped up onto the bank to watch them swim. He noticed Pip and asked him why he didn't join his friends. I don't know," said Pip. "I'm just scared." The frog looked at him for a moment and then said, "You know, sometimes when we're scared, the best thing to do is to listen to the thing that's making us scared." Pip tilted his head in confusion, but nonetheless, did as the frog had instructed. He closed his eyes and listened intently. At first, all he could hear was the loud gushing of the water, but after a while, he began to hear a faint heartbeat, a slow, steady thump, thump. He opened his eyes and watched as a water lily bobbed up and down on the surface of the water, in time with the heartbeat. It was then that Pip understood. The water wasn't something to be feared, but something to be embraced. And so, with newfound determination, Pip began to practice. Every day he would waddle down to the shore and flap his wings and paddle his feet in the shallow water, trying to mimic the frog's breathing. At first, he could only stay in the water for a few seconds at a time, but slowly he began to feel himself relax and float. Then, one day, while Pip was practicing, the clouds darkened and the wind picked up. Before he knew it, raindrops were pouring from the sky. Pip panicked and ran for cover. He hid under a bush as hard as he could, but the rain was so heavy that it soaked him anyway. Suddenly, a large raindrop landed on his nose. Pip sneezed, then took a deep breath and jumped. He jumped into a nearby puddle and then another until finally, he was in the pond. Pip looked around him in amazement. The rain had stopped and a beautiful rainbow arched across the sky. He had never felt so free and happy as he did in that moment. As Pip swam around in the pond, he realized that the water wasn't something to be feared, but something to be loved, and he knew that he would never have overcome his fear if it had been for the wise old frog.